I'm not gonna give any of my usual greetings. If I were so inclined, I am gonna swear actually today. But still, my greeting would be fuck you people. And it's I guess about two big news. But of course, all of this is very much about your stupidity. If any man, from planet Earth ever sees this, we're totally screwed and it's your fault, not mine. None of this would have happened if it was up to me. So, let's start with the only fun news of the day. Stop holding sleepovers in our stores. IKEA warns pranksters, according to The Guardian. What can one say? IKEA stores, I mean, they're perfect for sleepovers. Yeah. Then, better news in a way. EU's highest court delivers blow to UK snoopers charter. The Guardian, continuing. It somehow feels, in the midst of all this disaster, it somehow warms one's heart that at least somebody's officially doing something or saying something with this insane, I don't know, tactic and what they do of the British right. I mean, it's about time. Then I guess one has to give a short comment on dear Peter Cushing's likeness on in Rogue One. Now, firstly, Star Wars, it's always, it should have been the first three films, and when Lucasfilms was sold to Disney, the Star Wars franchise was, so to speak, in real life, sold to the Empire. So the Empire is now making, Star Wars films and getting some profit out of its investment. And these are, of course, complete crap. But there really are not many better people to pay homage to than dear Peter Cushing. And what he would have said about this, that's why I wanted to comment on it. He probably, as one of the best actors of all time, he would have recognized the fact that this way you cannot get a proper performance. So it's acting wise, it's a idea born dead, stillborn idea. But as a human being, as a person, he would have laughed heartily on it. Anyway, then why we are in all this trouble, to remind us. Google saved 3.6 billion in tax in 2015 via double Irish strategy. The Irish Times. That's what it's all about. But then, the supervolcano that caused one of the biggest eruptions in history has started to stir. Science Alert reporting. Yippee-day. And then the two star news of the day. The ones that make me really, really, really mad. What is worse? It's a toss-up. Let's start with this one. It's Russia Today reporting. I can't find the reporter on this one, but NASA space laser detects eco-disaster in ocean. I mean, it's a disaster. It's such a, it's just suffered a total inflation. I mean, it just doesn't feel like it anymore. A tiny organism at the base of the food chain, but vital for life to exist on Earth, is under threat, according to data collected by a NASA satellite that has been firing a laser into the ocean for a decade. Phytoplankton, a tiny plant organism living near the Earth's poles, is an essential food source for ocean dwellers. It also sucks in carbon dioxide, assisting with the planet's carbon cycle, contributing to up to 85% of the planet's breathable oxygen. Again, disaster is too small of a word. But still, this takes the biscuit. No question. And the major reason why I'm really pissed off today. One could read the Cell, but in this case I'll go straight to the site of Salt Institute itself. Chelsea man in country. What else? Turning back time. Salk scientists reverse signs of aging. Kujala. Graying hair, crow's feet, an injury that's taking longer to heal than when we were 20. Faced with the unmistakable signs of aging, most of us have had at least one fantasy of turning back time. Yes, that would be one of our problems. Oh dear. The approach, which not only prompted human skin cells in a dish to look and behave young again, also resulted in the rejuvenation of mice with a premature aging disease, countering signs of aging and increasing the animal's lifespan by 30%. The early stage, and we haven't ever even gone to the fact, does mankind have the right to take another species and use it as a I mean, it's just you people are idiots. The early stage work provides insight both into the cellular drivers of aging and therapeutic approaches for improving human health and longevity. Our study shows that aging may not have to proceed in one single direction, says Juan Carlos Izbizua Belmonte, a professor in Salk's Gene Expression Laboratory and senior author of the paper appearing in the December 2016 issue of Cell. It has plasticity, and with careful modulation, aging might be reversed. No shite, Sherlock. I don't know. At this point again, I guess one has to give one's condolences to all the victims of violence during the last week. I'm so sorry. And everybody probably would be saying that the poor people at the Berlin market would be the first ones. But I'm sorry, really, the people in Aleppo and elsewhere in the Middle East, their death, their dying, their suffering, torture, rape, is actually even more tragic. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for everybody. And of course, it is impossible to express one's feeling of sympathy towards all the victims and relatives of the victims in all these crazy terrorist attacks in Europe. But I mean, it has to be said that it is our fault. You have to understand that. We should have, for the last 60 years, we should have kept the United States and Great Britain and France in check so that they wouldn't again, there's no other word, totally fuck up the lives and countries of the Middle Eastern people. And yes, let's say that Islam at the moment, yes, it is the most brutal of all religions. It is, or major religions. But it hasn't had much chance to evolve, has it? Because you haven't let the people there have democracy or even peace. Now everybody's writing again, and the right wing, they are loving this situation. And again, everybody's concentrating on blaming, outsiders and Muslims and whatever, instead of blaming the people who are really responsible for all this. And if you really want to know who are the real terrorists, these people driving these trucks, they're amateurs. Barack Obama, Henry Kissinger, Vladimir Putin, these people are the professional terrorists. And the fact, now everybody's talking that there can never be peaceful, happy Christmas celebration time, with peaceful markets without police presence in Berlin or anywhere else. Again, well, the people in the Middle East, they haven't had a chance to even build one little tradition of their own on whatever one of their holidays. I mean, they haven't even had a decent life, because certain countries with the greatest army on earth actually have a policy that says that these people in the Middle East cannot have proper countries. So again, all this crap that is going on now, it is our fault for not doing something a long time ago, so that these poor people in the Middle East and some other places don't have a life. So, actually the amount of terrorists we have is small, considering how many millions, tens of millions of people have been intentionally kept in totally crappy conditions for generations. So, again, stupidity. And really, the right-wingers are loving all this. They're loving the fact that, that they can talk about Merkel's deaths and so on. Complete and utter horse shite. And you people, continuously you are concentrating on the wrong things. And again, for a long time ago, we should have been in a situation where people don't anymore fight over whose version of an ancient, stupid and untrue fairy tale is the correct one, or, whether there can be a universal healthcare free for everybody. Yes, there can. It's been proven in the Northern Europe a long time ago. It is totally possible if you take the money away from billionaires who are the real criminals and the real terrorists. You should have, a long time ago, you should have stopped fighting over fairy tales and over right or left. Okay, it's the left, and that's it. And concentrated on creating treaties that would have stopped, Frankenstein. 198 years ago, somebody, scientifically gave a pretty good idea, scientifically, of the fact that humans can do anything if they are allowed to. And now it's about 10 years or something when Vladimir Putin suddenly starts growing younger. And Erdogan, and the Clintons, and even blooming Donny Tiny Hands Drumpf. Happy days! I won't say happy holidays, because truly, really, honestly, happy does not dine in the same restaurant with what we have at this moment, if the world is going to survive. And at this moment, one has to hope that he actually doesn't.